2, 1, go.
Welcome back, Shiva.
Shut up. Hi guys, welcome back to TimeOut Zentegra. Today's topic is something we have all been observing, especially with the rise of younger entrepreneurs and first-time business owners. The energy is pretty high, the ambition is very huge, but so there are mistakes too.
Yeah.
So today we are going to talk about the new gen business owners, especially the Gen Z founders, what they are doing right, where they go wrong, and how they can fix it. And I have joined with Ani and Alan. So yes guys,
This is going to be fun because we've seen some very interesting situations in this
I
case.
mean, that's a polite way to say, it's chaos.
I get it, but however, let's start with the positive.
Okay.
So what do you think new gen founders are doing right?
Speed.
Okay.
Absolute speed to code Lightning McQueen. I have speed.
Okay.
They were very, Gen Z move really quick. They don't think. They take action first, they think everything else later. And I think that's like a very important part about starting a business. Most people just get stuck in the phase of, if I start this, what will go wrong?
The overthinking parts.
Yeah. They don't do that. They just get in the action, if it works, it works.
And they're born in peak technology era, right? You have all your various social media platforms,
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
I mean, AI is at an all-time high right now. Most of them don't even know how to read or write properly because they chat GPT for everything. And with that, they adapt quickly, right? Now, AI is part of their life. Social media is part of their life. Getting likes, comments, or having some relevance in social media means acceptance right now. So it gives them an advantage in certain areas, but pushes them back in certain others.
I think it's a huge advantage itself. So basically the energy, speed, and adaptability is pretty good. That's actually a pretty combination, if you ask me.
Yeah, but here's where things start going wrong. Like how I mentioned, they confuse their activity with actual progress.
Okay.
Approved.
So, most of these people who use, for example, Instagram and Snapchat on a daily basis, they post something on a daily basis.
Okay.
Be it their own photos, be it some content that they make, right? And people who actually have their own brands, who have their own startups, they actually take to social media really quickly for marketing. They run ads on a daily basis, launching features. And everything what they do actually looks busy. They feel like something's wrong.
Understandable.
But when you ask, is the business actually growing profitably? Maybe not. It's a gray area actually, because on paper, on screen, it might look like they're actually doing something right. Because
10 different tasks at the same time.
Yeah, you're scrolling through Instagram, you see 10, 15 different ads of a new Gen Z business. But do they actually work? Nobody knows.
that reminds me of the Dark Knight. The quote: "You either you either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself
Become the villain.
So you either build a structure early, or you just your own growth becomes your grave."
Yeah, that's actually true. It's relatable.
It's actually a pretty deep intake also. I mean, and if you consider what would you suggest is the fix?
I mean, simplicity. It's not easy, right? Being simple is not easy right now, because what does growth actually mean? If you consider different metrics, be it revenue, be it profit, be it customer retention, right?
Yeah.
And without actually knowing these metrics, without having clarity in all of them, everything feels like progress if you see that, I'm getting a lot of views in Instagram, I'm getting a lot of followers in LinkedIn, maybe, but it doesn't necessarily reflect growth.
The growth. Okay.
And then another big one would be money, obviously. More specifically, ignoring money. So you have many new founders, right? All of them are very focused on your branding, your social presence, and growth, like Alan said initially. But those don't really track your numbers, right?
Correct.
It's just an external thing that's always there showing your activity, but nothing really there with numbers included.
Correct. So basically the phase of the whole organization is beautified in all but behind the scenes is still like chaos, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. So, what do you think is the main reason this is happening? That is happening in this moment.
See, numbers usually feel boring.
Totally get understandable.
That's a huge thing. Okay, numbers are generally feel very boring, but it's also because they assume like Gen Z and young business owners, they assume growth will like solve all of their problems.
Okay.
Which is extremely dangerous because if you're not really prepared for the growth,
Then there is no
it's
point
an
of
actual problem because there's already chaos breeding, breeding.
growing from the behind slowly.
Is that right from the start?
And there's more to it, right? So they think maybe once we scale, we'll actually fix finances. It comes secondary to them, but it's actually quite dangerous if you pull back fixing finances, because scaling with this broken structure or non-existing financial model just makes what the existing problem a lot bigger. It bites them quicker than they think. It's like, take for an example, like pouring water into a leaking bucket. Like, the money that's coming into the business is also going.
But the flow is also very high.
It's something that needs fixing almost immediately, right? Or actually take a new bucket, but it's something that's so neglected.
That's not just like Gen Z. Like every business, you have to like scale with your software.
I guess you should title it as Fix the Bucket. That should be the thumbnail title.
Fix that bucket. Brought to you by BlueBuckets.com.
Okay, so let's talk about the hustle culture, like because that's actually a huge at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, see,
it's good.
Conceptually, hustling is good. I like hustling, like work hard. But like in the beginning, yes.
Okay.
But the problem is, when hustle actually becomes strategy, it requires strategy. This working these long hours, putting that,
Overtime.
working hard without sleep, skipping everything else, it might seem that you're actually getting somewhere. You're actually, it feels like you're pushing that wagon, but it's like, take a bike for an example. The longer you ride without actually, getting it serviced, you're just breaking the bike.
Okay. Real life example.
It's just getting worse.
It's getting worse and worse. It will not take you that
longer distance and longer
line.
line.
Take you somewhere quickly, but you won't get somewhere far.
You won't get long. You won't go too long.
Yeah.
Got it.
And that's like a huge thing. Like right at the start, it's great. Like your initial investment, lots of hustling at the beginning is great, but like Alan said, in the longer run, doesn't work out. And that's why like many founders, your founders, they build businesses and they tend to like depend completely on like hustle culture. And then once that stops working, khatam, everything stops. Everything basically goes down. And that's not your business. That's just a job with extra steps and extra stress also on top of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Got it. I mean, it actually reminding me of my favorite hero, Iron Man. I mean, Tony Stark didn't just work hard. He actually built a whole system. If you consider the suit and Jarvis and all, that made him more effective, you see, throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So I get that you're talking
Yeah, but Batman is better.
No, it's Marvel.
Batman always.
Okay, comment DC or Marvel.
Yeah, Batman's better. He can fight better. Anyway, see, what you said makes sense. This system actually multiplies the effort. See, hustle alone burns you out. So if you take the movie itself, take part 2, where Tony Stark has to drink chlorophyll to stay alive.
Okay.
Chlorophyll.
Damn.
He drinks chlorophyll to stay alive. So he's pushing his limits, his body is deteriorating, but then he has to, go on and fix the arc reactor actually. And then things start coming to.
So that makes sense. So that was the stage and how they have to fix it. Got it. So let's actually bring this together now. So if a new founder or the existing founders of a company is watching this, what should they start doing differently from today?
Okay, so if they have to do something differently, I would suggest, first things first, slow down.
Take a breather.
Slow down, think, let the noggin work a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it works, but then you have to like really
Does it though for Gen Z? Does it though?
It feels like you guys are roasting Gen Z.
We are Gen Z.
We are Gen Z. We are not Gen Z. Hello, excuse me. We are borderline. We are Gen Z rejects.
Technically, it is Gen Z.
Listen, we come at the sweet spot where millenniums and like the millennial generations ended.
Gen Z
There's
started.
just like 3 to 4 years where we exist,
Yes.
and then Gen Z.
Gen Z.
So we come right in between it. So
Yes.
we don't belong here.
Why did
not
you bring
there.
that topic at this moment now? Okay, continue. Shut up.
Where?
Use your noggin. I mean, not just your ideas and everything. You slow down. You think the process. Like you put your list right. Like this is your business. This is what I need to do. How it works. Think.
Maybe like write it down on a whiteboard and just stare at that.
Yeah, like
Think.
every other big make $10,000 in 100 days business coach always says, write it down. Well, you think deeply what you need to do. Not everything needs speed. Again, not quoting Lightning McQueen, but some things need clarity.
It does.
And
yes.
adding on to that, you actually have to understand numbers, right?
Yes.
I mean, see, it actually forms the basic foundation where you build on. Because you need to understand what is working and what is not, and numbers clearly reflect that, right? So having this visibility changes the way you are making your decisions. What step to take, what not to take, what's working, what's not working. And this is something I feel like most people skip on. They don't realize because they don't have the numbers.
Got it. So basically, you should have your own organizations. What is a number every week or every month to analyze and understand.
Exactly. Analytics is a very important part that most people push, for the later part of their business. Terrible thing to do, because you need to be on point. You need to be right there from the very beginning.
Got it.
Oh,
got it.
and to add on to that, like I said, like we said earlier, right? Your systems, build it early on.
Okay.
Like your systems which scale with your business. Like, yes, I understand it's an investment early on. It's a huge investment. But an investment well put in is always worth it, especially something that will
You will see the growth.
Yeah, especially if you're growing and that system actually supports you within the growth and grows along with you. Massive impact for every business.
Got it. Yeah, so basically it's the clarity, visibility and structure. The three different key points, if you would say it. Okay. And I would say that this is where actually Zentegra might come in, actually, because most founders don't fail due to lack of efforts. They fail because they don't understand the actual structure. I would think so.
Yeah, so what you said is spot on. Because we help businesses move from, what we described, the chaos that comes with the lack of clarity to actual clarity and efficiency in your business and actual growth, right? So there is no more guesswork for most people.
True.
You have systems to do that job for you, and working systems, clear systems bring that clarity and that decision making power.
Yeah, basically you move from reactive decisions, like on the fly thinking, to like actual controlled growth. Like you know where you're going with it.
Got it. And if you're a business owner, keep this in your mind that energy can start a business, but only structure can sustain it. Okay, so I guess we have covered up a lot of topics. Maybe we can even have a part 2 of it if required, because this topic is pretty huge. This topic is pretty huge actually, and we can cover up even more topics, and we'll come up in the next episode. So make sure to subscribe, like and share the video. And thanks a lot, Alan, and thanks a lot, Annie. So we will catch up in the next video. This is Time Out at Zentegra. See you in the next episode.
Next video is Gen Z's horrible taste in music
I swear, dude. Oh my god.
and movies.
Not even a